And let me just catch you up on what I've done so far. I got 3 panels installed, and I'll catch you up on how I started these. First of all, we have to take in consideration the winds. Most of the time the winds come out of the west. Therefore, I'm overlapping these. I'm starting on the east side of the barn here. Sorry about the sun reflection. I'm started on the east side of the barn. I'm working my way to the west because that's the way I want the overlaps. I want the overlaps facing the east, okay? Now I'm not using gable trim on here. I put my drip edge on. I started with my skinny. You can see it right here. A metal panel has 2 sides to it. It has a skinny side and it has a fat side. I'll talk more about that in a minute. But you want to start like here on the east side with a skinny edge. I've overlapped it here 1/2 inch. In other words, half a rib here basically. So it's over the, and you can see the gap right here. All right. And I'm working my way towards the west. I've installed closures at the bottom. And you can see the closures here. These are just foam self-stick pieces that go on, and they just match up the contour of the metal panels. And you can see here, this is what we call a fat edge. Here, it's got a lip on it. So a skinny edge does not have that lip. A fat edge does. And you want your fat edge working towards the prevailing winds. Okay, so fat edge towards your prevailing wind, overlap your skinny edge. It'll overlap here like this. All right. Now, since this is pretty steep here, I'm pre-drilling my bottom holes for my screws, just so it's a little handier and I don't have to use as much pressure putting those screws in. Okay, let's just take a walk over here and I'll show you that. All right, I got 3 more panels to go on this side. I'm gonna make sure they're all lined up here. Yeah, we're putting in those holes 7.5 inches from the bottom to the right side of my skinny edge. So I'm just gonna put a mark where I want to drill my holes. I'm using a step bit here to drill these. You can use any type of metal bit. Just gotta be more careful with a step bit that you don't go chewing down through here to get a huge hole. Okay. There we go, first one. Now, if I were drilling 8-10 sheets of this, I wouldn't use a step bit, because obviously your bottom hole is not as big as your top hole. If you're doing 10 sheets, or your top hole would be way too big in order to get your bottom hole where you needed it. But 3 sheets, is I've seen, is pretty good with this. Yeah, I'll wipe those shavings off. I don't want to need those dropping in my eyes. Here, putting our foam strip in. We're gonna come back here, slide it into place. It locks into the other one. Make sure it compresses down. It feels good there. And when you place it in, try not to stretch them out. If you stretch them out, they're not gonna match the corrugations in the metal. It's just going to cause a problem. I'll check under here, make sure that looks good. That looks good. I'll put my next piece of, I'll put the piece of metal on now. Let's see how this goes. All right, I'm going to slide my panel up into place. I'm looking right into the sun. Let's slide it up into place. Make sure she's locked in on the ridge. Try to do this left-handed. And there we go. Perfect. Hello, Marianne. How are you doing? We got that bottom screw in. Now I got the panels holding in place. She might have tipped this way a little bit, but I'm gonna go back up here and fix that when I make sure this overlap here is in position. Okay. Oh, she's seated in there really well for the second screw. First screw's down here. I'm going up the edge. Don't go this way. You can't adjust it. So you want to put one in the left-hand corner where the overlap is. Go up here to this next one. That's right above it. Put that one in. And when you get that one in, you can pretty much go ahead and do your other screws. Okay. So when you put these in, be careful. Don't overseat them. You don't want your gasket squishing out beyond the metal washer. And I'll look up here, and she's seated all the way up to the top here, so that's good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put some more screws in here. Now I didn't pre-drill these. These are self-tapping screws, so it's easy to start them when you got two hands to work with. I need 28 inches on the next sheet from right here at the edge of this ridge. Remember, this is the ridge that starts, the skinny ridge that goes on. I'm cutting off the fat side. So 28 inches brings me to right to this middle of this ridge almost. And that'll give me my overhang of approximately 3/4 of an inch. I'm gonna put a pair of gloves on. This edge is sharper than normal now. Hi, Dino. All right. So I'm going to try to stretch this panel out as much as I can this way. Well, we finally got the barn finished. Let's take a look around it, see what it looks like. There's the front, 2 sliding doors. Got my door catch here. Just slides in behind. Like that. I gotta get a couple handles for it. Get a couple stops over here, one for each side. Those stops will look just like this. It'll be half. It'll be half of one of these, so I can slide in over there and keep the wind from blowing it around. Up above, straight up. You see the little overhang I have here above my loft doors? 2 loft doors. Let's take a walk around the outside to the we got our roof on. The only thing I didn't video there was the transition strip, which is just screwed into your ribs, and then the top panels, and then the ridge vent. All pretty much basic stuff. Metal trim on the corners. We got metal transition trim between the siding here, from the wall up to the gable end. Got a back door, we'll go through there in a minute. Got another window. Take a step back and look at the back. We'll go ahead and look at this side. This side matches up with the other side. Okay, we have our deck blocks down here supporting the barn. Let's take a walk around and go on inside. Up top you can see the loft. That loft is 14 feet wide, 12 feet long. This room here with the little door in it will be a storage area. Got a window for ventilation. Then up here in the front 12 feet, we have 4 little rooms. Those are 7 foot this way, 6 foot this way. We have our pressure treated decking down on the ground with gaps in it. Okay. We are going to keep goats in here. So my plan is to have drainage mats put on top of here, which are rubber mats with drain holes in them. And then we'll put bedding on top of that. That way we'll have drainage, and we'll also have a little bit of air circulation underneath to keep things dried up a little bit. So this is a bedding area here, right inside the front, one of the front sliding doors. Come over here, this is another bedding area here. And I figure, well, one bedding area is being cleaned, they can come over to the other one, which will be ready to go. One of the other little rooms in the back here will be for a milking room. Has a window in it. Okay. The other little room on this side will be like a birthing room. It's also got a window in it. These 2 boards here are for a loft staircase. I'm going to do a video on that, a pretty neat way to make stairs. I did one in my camp the same way. We'll do one here. Also, I think you'll enjoy that video on how easy it is to put like loft stairs into a cabin or something. Again, there's the loft. That's what the inside looks like, looking straight up. So from where I'm standing, where my feet are, it's 13 feet up to the peak. It's 14 feet from the outside. Okay. This is all 2x6 construction, outside walls. All homemade trusses here. The gambrel trusses were all homemade. And when we go inside, we're going to do a cost breakdown of what I have in this barn already. And that cost breakdown will include all of these 10-inch boards here that I'm going to use for walls on the inside. So there's not going to be any of these exposed studs where the goats are going to be. It's all going to be smooth walled. Okay. Let's take a walk back inside. We'll get all the receipts out and show you what it costs to build this from start to finish, exactly what you see here. Okay, exactly what you see in this barn from all the videos. I'll give you a cost breakdown. All right, let's go on inside, check that out. Hey, we're inside. Let's take a look at what this costs. Got it all rung up here. Lumber. Grand total of $3,360.85. That was every piece of lumber that you saw going into that barn in the videos. The roofing, which included all the roofing and all the metal trim that you see. The corner trim, the drip edges, the ridge vents, the gable trim, the transition trim between the walls and the gables ends. That was $758.33. So if you saw any metal going into this barn, that's the total there. Deck blocks for the foundation, $55.24. Hardware, which includes all your fasteners, all the screws, all the construction screws, the sliding door assembly, all the hinges for the doors, $558.74. 2 gallons of stained, $82.64. And we got a grand total of $4,838.30. Remember, this barn is 14 by 20, and it also has a stand-up loft in it, which is 14 by 12. So not only do you get the 14 by 20 area, you also get a 14 by 12 loft area, which is also great for storage. So I hope you enjoyed these videos. Thanks for watching them. I really do appreciate it. Keep watching my channel for new videos. I have new videos coming out every Wednesday and Sunday. I put them out at 6 a.m. in the morning, both days. Check on Facebook, Garden Spot Acres, and I'll keep you up to date there with some photos and the videos also. Again, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. I ask that you share these videos with your friends and family and anybody else that you think might be interested. If you could, share them on social media for me. Channel's growing. I love to see that. I love to make the videos. I love responding to the comments that you guys give me. So don't be afraid to comment, criticize, complain, whatever you want to do. I'll get back to you. Again, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.